Reach Down. It's the second track off the eponymous, and only Temple of the Dog record. And if you're keeping score at home, over the next few months, we're going to do every single song on that record. So if this is your jam, stay tuned. And speaking of jam, before we get going, I'd like to take a quick moment to thank the following jellyfish for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club. Tom, Dražen Zavik, Don Crandall, Christian, and Anthony Apollo. Thank you so very much for your support. And if you would like to join the nearly 600 fine folks enjoying my special tabs, my playthroughs, and learning guitar theory from the world-famous Mega Whoa Baby bonus lesson, there's a link in the description. I'll hope to see you there. The main riff. You're going to pluck your E string open. Then you're going to slide from, like the nut, but realistically the first fret, up to 7, then play A7, and here's the tricky part. You got to sneak back down to E3 real quick before you play E open, and then it's a G chord. Do you want to play G like normal? Cool. Do you want to play lazy G, as I call it? It's just the E3 and the B3. My E string and my A string are muted, but the G chord that they play, that Temple of the Dog plays, that Stone Gossard plays during this song, is like this. It's a G power chord, just 2 fingers, and you're going to strum up from the B string. So play G any way you want to play G, but that's the main riff. Open, slide up to 7, A7, real quick back to E3, E open, G of your choice. For the main riff. The main riff takes you quite a ways through the song, but when things change, you're going to play CCA, and then E minor C, but on the E minor you're going to go on, off, on to C, and then it's similar with the on, off, on thing, but now it's on the D and the G strings, 2nd fret. So, CCA, E minor with some on-off action to C, and then double on-off on the D-G string, 2nd fret. You gotta rest, you gotta rest, you gotta rest. You just let an E minor ring out. By the way, there's often a little trick when we're doing this. The E minor thing to the C, you may feel yourself getting finger tongue-tied, but it's helpful to notice that your middle finger stays where it is from E minor to C, so at least you only have to finagle your index and ring fingers, and kind of having that anchor point really helps your proprioception, so to speak. Maybe that helps. The first time something different happens is when he says "to the promised land" twice, and the second time there's a little single note guitar riff that goes right along with those lyrics. It's open A twice, to the, and then prom is A5, ist is A7. I don't know why prom is so funny. Anyways, O, 5, 7, open E is what happens there. Happens once. I just wanted to do it again. Now let's talk about the ultra fun things that the rhythm guitar, presumably Stone Gossard, does during the breakdown, the 9-minute guitar solo. The first thing that he spends a considerable amount of time doing is a D power chord, that's the A string, 5th fret, up to E, and here's your count. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, with of course a after the E. After some amount of time, he adds to that a little wiggle, a bendy wiggle on the G string 9th fret. I could do that all day. Then this happens. It's D-E again, but just notes on the A string 5-7, on the E string 5-7, 3-5, 3-0. So you can do that if you like. And in that very long extended guitar solo, Stone does join Mike for like a double jam. Mike's doing his thing and Stone's doing his thing, and that's all improv. So I'm not going to discuss. That's not within the confines of this video. But the last thing, that prescribed thing that Stone does, is the A string 7th fret. That's an E note. He just kind of chugs away on that. And speaking of jamming, on today's Mega Whoa Baby bonus lesson, today we're going to be practicing our E minor scales, which may sound boring, but that's the scale that this jam is, and knowing our scales unlocks our ability to jam, whether it be with friends or enemies or along with the record. So that should be a good time. I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.